Hello, my dear student. Myself Ashrita from Department of Economics. Today we discuss about second unit of modern banking management, that is investment policy and delivery channels. So first we know the introduction about the investment. Like any other commercial entrepreneurs, commercial banks also aimed at profits. Its capacity to earn profit depends upon its investment policy. The investment policy of a commercial bank, in turn, depends on the portfolio management. As we know, the bank obtains its fund from the several sources. The bank investment these funds with a view of earning profit. So next, investment policy of the commercial bank. The investment policy of bank is different in the different countries. The reason that the economic condition different from the one country to another. Hence, the bank should be formulated its investment policy according to the economic condition in the countries. So, according to the Jeffrey Crowther, he stated that the secret of successful banking is the distribute resources between the various form of assets in such a way as to get a sound balance between the liquidity and profitability, so that there is cash to meet every claim and at the same time enough income for the bank to pay its way and earn profit for the shareholders. So there are some principles of the investment policy. So first one is principle of liquidity. The most important consideration that a bank should bear in mind is the principle of liquidity. Liquidity is general mean the ability of bank to produce cash or demand, or it is the capacity of a bank to meet the deposits demand for the cash. So second one is principle of profitability. This is the cardinal principle of the making investment by a bank. The bank shall investment its fund in such a way as to secure an advocated income. So there are several difference between the liquidity and profitability. So liquidity aim at meeting the claims of the depositor, while profit aim at paying a attractive dividend to the shareholder. So this is a difference between the liquidity and profitability. So next we know the principle of safety. The safety of fund lend is another basic principle of investment policy. A bank is dealer in other people's money, and it should be look to the safety of the depositor funds. So Besides these basic principles, a bank should also take into account the following allied principle while investing its fund under that first principle of solvency. So there are two senses in which the term solvency is used. First one, actual solvency, which is the ability of an economic unit to cover all its liability in the events of liquidation. Second one is technical solvency, as the ability of a bank to pay its debts as they become a due. So, second one, principle of diversity. So it should be not invest its fund in a particular types of security. The bank should be as far as possible investment its surplus fund in a different type of security. And third one is principle of saleability of securities. The bank should investment its fund in a such type of security which can be easily sold in the market at the time of emergency. So, fourth one is principle of stability. Another principle of bankers' investment policy should be to investment its funds in those stock and security which possess a high degree of stability in their price. So these are all principles of the investment policy. So next we move on to the financial inclusion. It is widely accepted that financial inclusion leads to non-accessibility and non-affordability and non-availability financial products. Financial inclusion is explicitly approach for the accelerated economic growth, and it's considered to be a crucial for achieving inclusive growth in a country. So, financial inclusion is availability of formal financial services at an affordable cost to the needy low income group. In other words, financial inclusion is delivered of financial services at a reasonable cost to the vast section of the low income groups. According to financial inclusion may be defined as process of ensuring access to the financial services and timely and advocated credit were needed by such a weaker section and low income group at an affordable cost. So we can see in this picture, so how can get the financial inclusion and how to transfer the account. So these are all things see in the picture. So next, need for the financial inclusion. So achieving inclusion growth is important and is one of the biggest challenge in the rural economy. So we can see the needs of financial inclusion one by one. A removal of poverty and unemployment, and removal of inequality in the distribution of income and wealth, and achieving agriculture development. Next, reduction of regional disparities and social section development. Next, environment protection. So these are all the needs for the financial inclusion. Next, importance of financial inclusion. So first one is increasing household income. Without access to formal financial services, individuals need to, on their own limits, resources, or on expensive informal source of financial to meet their financial needs and the pursuing growth opportunity. So access to formal financial can be job creation, reduction of economic stocks, and increasing investment. So these are all things come under the increasing household income. So next, build asset. Financial inclusion is increasing being a recognized as a key driver of the economic growth and poverty allowance the world over. Financial inclusion by bringing low income group within a formal banking sector enable the section of the society to step out of the poverty. And third one is increasing resource base. Financial inclusion process help in a habit of saving. It also help in a increasing financial resources base through motivating all the individuals to have a bank account. And fourth one is remove intermediators. If every individual reduce in a rural area will be a literate and have a bank account, cash under several schemes will be directly transferred in the account of the beneficiary. And fifth one is increase security. Only a fifth of developing world utilizing financial institution to keep money safe. Many stores cash in a chest or a containing and their residency which is easy to be stolen. So by saving money in the trusted financial institution, people are able to safety store, grow and utilizing their fund. And sixth one is reduce valuability. So, by increasing earning and saving, financial services allow poor parents to make the transformation from everyday survival to the planning for the future. And seventh one, job creation. Financial services provide entrepreneurs with a opportunity to create job for themselves. So, eighth one is economic growth. So, under that, financial inclusion not only help individual and families, but collectively it develops entire community and help in overall economic growth. And ninth one is empowerment. Financial inclusion, access to a saving account and a payment system enable and empowered men and women. And while community those financial inclusion is about enabling and empowering people and community. So these are all importance of the financial inclusion. So next, Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. To improving the financial inclusion in India, government has launched Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. It was announced by Honorable Prime Minister in his Independence Day address on 15th August 2014. It is the one of the biggest financial inclusion initiative in the world. Slogan if a scheme Mera Khat Bhag Vidyat. My account brings me good future. It covers both urban and the rural areas, and those who open account would be get debit card. It is called as Rupee card. Benefits to account holder under the Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. So, first one, accident insurance covered of 2 lakhs and no saving account with no minimum balance requirement, zero balance. We can open zero balance account along with by classical domestic rupee debit card and access to the cash withdrawal from all other bank ATMs. And the scheme provides free life covers of rupees 30,000 payable on the death of the beneficiary subject to the fulfillment of the eligibility condition. And next, easy transfer of money across India. Beneficiaries of government scheme will be get direct benefit transfer in the account like DBTL or government schemes. After satisfactory operation of account for 6 months, an overdraft facility will be permitted and access to the pension and lady of the household. So these are all the benefits of account holder under the Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. So next, microfinance. Microfinance is a provision of loans and other financial services provided to the poor. Microfinance provides financial services to those whose income is small and unstable. The term microfinance includes microcredit, micro savings, and micro insurance, and also it is defined in differently. According to Ghani and Muhammad, microfinance consisting credit and other financial services of a low monetary value given to the micro entrepreneurs and household primarily to encouraging their productive activities as a means overcoming the power, poverty trap. So next we move on to the feature of microfinance. First one is collateral. Microfinance loan is usually an unsecured loans that does not require the applicant to provide any collateral. So next one, affordable. Microfinance provide credit at very low interest rate which make repayment easier. So next, borrowers are generally poor. The purpose of a microfinance is to lead a helping hand toward needy people. So generally the borrowers of microfinance are from low income background and small business men. And fourth one is easy to apply. Applicant who wish to apply for the microfinance loan need to fill the microfinance loan application for the loans is sanctioned within no times. And fifth one is small account. The loan which can be availed under the microfinance are usually of the small account or small amount. The loan given in the form of microloans under the microfinance to the poorer section of the society and small business are usually in a small amount. And sixth one is loan tenure is short. The tenure of the loan is short as the amount given in the form of microfinance is too small. And seventh one is generate income. As it is well known, microfinance loans are given to low income household and businessmen of rural and urban background for working capacity or capital requirement. So, the main focus of microcredit is generated income for the poor people and micro business unit. And eighth one, no need for the strong credit history. There are many banks and non-bank financial institutions that offer microloans to the needy. It is made available to those who are unemployed or involved in a part-time work. So these loans are given easily and even those who do not have a proper credit history without any problem. And ninth one is prompt repayment. So chance of misuse of microcredit are rare and there are assured repayment. So microfinance loan are usually repaid at higher frequency. And tenth one follows thrift. So credit under the microfinance follows the mobile savings and lend the same. And 11th economical. The transaction cost of microcredit due to the group lending. So these are all the features. So you can see in the picture. So no collateral security, loans range and affordable interest rate, saving, financial literacy, security. So these are all the feature of microfinance. So next, importance of microfinance. So there are some importance in the microfinance. First one is supplies resources to under served. Microfinance services are provided to unemployed or low income individual because most of those trapped in a poverty or who have limited financial resources and do not have enough income to do business with the traditional financial institution. So, microfinance is important because it provides resources and access to the capital to the financial under served such as those who are unable to get checking account, line of credit or loans from formal financial institution. So, next empowerment. Microfinance has emerged as a needful program to create the needs of the most unprivileged people, that is, scheduled caste, tribal people, and women's. Given a empowerment. And third one is women empowerment. Microfinance act as a tool for empowerment for a poor woman. As women are become independent, they are enabled to contribute directly to the well-being of their families and are able to comfort a gender inequality. And fourth one is self-help group. Microfinance is being viewed as a very powerful tools for uplifting the economic condition of the asset less poor through group approach that ensuring acting particularly and involvement of beneficiary in effective implementation of program. The concept of self-help group is the most extinct discovery in the context of the microfinance. So next fifth one is poverty alleviation. Microfinance is based on the philosophy that even small loan can be enough to launch a small business in a developing countries that could be help the benefactor pull herself and her family out of poverty. So next, providing for families. So microfinance allows people to provide for their families through microfinance. More households are able to expand their current opportunities so that more income accumulation may occur. So seventh one is serves the overlooked. Microfinance serves those who are often overlooked in a society. A major portion of loans provided extended by the microfinance institution are given to the women as well as those with the disabilities, those who are unemployed, and even those who are simply begged to meet their basic needs. Microfinance services can be help recipients take control of their own lives. And eighth one is possibility of future investment. Microfinance creates possibility of future investment. Microfinance cycle of poverty by making more money available. When basic needs are met, families can then investment in better housing, health care, and even small business opportunity. And ninth one is creation of job. Microfinance is able to let entrepreneurs and implement communities of developing countries, creating new employment opportunity for others and encouraging people to save. Microfinance encouraging people to save when people have their basic need met. The natural tendency is for them to save the leftover the earning for any future emergency. And next, better loan repayment rate. Microfinance led to target women borrowers who are statistically less likely to the default on their loans than men. So, these loans help empowerment women and there are often safer investment for those loaning fund. And next, promote education. Families require microfinance services are less likely to pull their children out of school for economic reason. So these are all the importance of the microfinance. So next we move on to the negotiable instrument. The word negotiable means transferable from one person to another, and the term instrument means a written document by which a right is credited in a favor of some person. According to Section 19th of Negotiable Instrument Act 1881, a negotiable instrument means a promissory notes or bill of exchange or checks payable either to order or the bearer. So, according to Justice Wilson, a negotiable instrument is one the property in which is acquired by the anyone who take it a bonfire and for value note withstanding and defect in the title of person from whom B took it. So this is the meaning of negotiable instrument. So next, negotiable instrument important role in the commercial world. So first one is attributes. A negotiable instrument have three attributes. They are it as asset to property transferred from the transferor to the transference delivery and or endorsement of the instrument. Second one is a transference accepting the instrument in good faith and for value obtains an indefinite title and may sure on the instrument in his own name. And third, no notice for the transfer need to be given to the party liable to in the instrument. So next, there are some features of negotiable instrument. So first one, easy transferability. A negotiable instrument is easily and freely transferable. There are no official procedures or much paperwork involved in such a transfer. And second one is must be in a written. So all negotiable instrument must be a written. This including handwriting, typing, computer printout, and engraving, etc. So third, title. Negotiable grants completely and good title on the transparency. It means the person who received a negotiable instrument in a good faith and for the consideration has a clear and unquestionable title to the instruction. And fourth one, time of payment must be a certain. If the order is to pay when such an order is not negotiable instrument. It means that instrument must be a payable at time which is certain to arrive even if is not a specific date. And fifth one is unconditional order for payment of money. It means that in every negotiable instrument there must be an unconditional order or a promise for the payment of a certain amount of money. And sixth one is pay must be certain. The person who the payment is to be made must be named or described with the reasonable certainty. And fourth, must be signed by the drawer. A negotiable instrument must bear the signature of its maker. Without the signature of drawer or the maker, the instrument shall not be a valid one. So next, delivery of the instrument. Any negotiable instrument like checks or a note is not completely till it delivered to its pay. Delivery of instrument is therefore essential. And next, right to sue. The transferee of negotiable instrument is free to file a suit in his own name for any right or claim on the basis of the instrument. Next, notice of transfer. It is not necessary to give notice of transfer of negotiable instrument to the party liable to the pay. And next, rule of evidence. Negotiable instruments are written or signed by the parties. They are used as of fact of indebtedness because they have specially rule for the evidence. So next, accepted in exchange. Negotiable instrument related to payment of certain sum of money in legal tender. They are considered as subsistence for money and are accepted in the exchange for goods. Cash can be obtained at any moment by the paying small commission. So in this class we discuss all these things. So thank you.